So we've talked about Korin, the god of martial arts, Kami, the guardian of earth, the Shinjin race as a whole, and King Kai. So the next god that we will encounter on our climb to the top of Dragon Ball's pantheon of deities is going to be the Grand Kai. Before I start explaining the Grand Kai though, one of the most common questions that I see asked online about the Grand Kai is if he's canon or not. A lot of people say that he is not canon, and the reasons that they use are as follows. No, Grand Kai is not canon because he was never shown in the manga, and no, Grand Kai is not canon because Dragon Ball Kai is supposed to be Dragon Ball Z without all the filler, and he was not in it because they cut out the entire Otherworld tournament. To answer the question, not being physically present and not existing are two different things. He does not make an appearance in the manga or in Kai, but he is mentioned in both of them. In the scene where, after Piccolo forfeits his match against Shin in the tournament, he asked Shin if he is the Grand Kai. Now, I've already made a video about the Shinjin race as a whole before I put out the video on King Kai, since the next few gods were going to be the Shinjin, and I did not want to have to spend a bunch of time explaining everything about them in every video so people would understand. But if you don't know, or if you have not watched that video, I will sum everything up really quick. All Kai, both lower and supreme Kai, are from the planet Kaishin. Only about 80 Shinjin exist at any given time. They are all born from the fruit produced by the Kaiju tree. Now there are two variations of the fruit. The common variation produces most Shinjin. The Shinjin born from the golden variation are automatically Supreme Kai. However, those are very rare, which explains why Shin is still the only Supreme Kai in Universe 7 when there should be 5, despite the fact that it's been a very long time since the others were killed by Buu. Now, the Shinjin are unique, as they're the only race that exists naturally in all 12 of the universes, and they are the only truly divine race in Dragon Ball, other than the angels perhaps, but the angels are not gods, so I'm not sure if labeling them as divine is completely accurate. Now, as we know, at any given time about 80 Shinjin are living on their homeworld, Kaishin. Of those 80, 5 are selected to be the Kai, or the lower Kai. We have one Kai for each of the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, and they each rule over their own quadrant of the universe, with the Grand Kai overseeing all of them. The Grand Kai is portrayed as an aging hipster, usually wearing jeans and a denim jacket and constantly listening to rock music on his boombox. He wears black Wayfarer sunglasses and he owns a blue 1958 Cadillac Series 62 convertible. When overseeing the Otherworld tournaments, he wears yellow robes with a black mantle depicting the kanji symbol for Kai, as well as a hat with the kanji symbol for Grand on it. Even though he is the teacher of the greatest warriors in the universe, Grand Kai is more of a sweet and kind grandfatherly figure than a traditional disciplinarian, much like Master Roshi, paying no heed to respectful but cold formality. He lovingly treats his social inferiors as equals, and dotes on them as if they were his own grandchildren. In the Japanese dub, he affectionately addresses younger warriors with the suffix chan, a term of endearment usually reserved for young children. The method for selecting the 4 lower Kai that are over a quadrant of the universe is pretty simple. When a position becomes available, the 80 or so Kai, or the Shinjin I should say, they draw lots and the winner gets the position. They don't have to earn the spot because more or less they're all just about equal in their abilities. The process for selecting the Grand Kai is unknown, however. Since he is born from the common variation of the fruit, it's possible that he is selected in the same way. However, he's vastly more powerful than the other Kai, so it's safer to assume that he is selected from among the 4 currently acting Kai to become their leader. The Grand Kai is far stronger than the other 4 Kai. When a warrior is killed, if powerful enough, it's not uncommon for a Kai of their quadrant to bring them to the Grand Kai in hopes that he would agree to train them. But unlike King Kai, receiving training from the Grand Kai is not as simple as showing up and making them laugh. You have to truly be worthy, and power is what determines who is and who is not worthy. Fighters from all over the universe will do whatever it takes to become strong enough to be considered by him as worthy, as we know that there were fighters there that have been training for 10,000 years just to gain the strength required for Grand Kai to even consider training them. There is another way to receive training from the Grand Kai, though, and that is by winning the Otherworld tournament. He occasionally puts on a tournament between all the warriors in the Otherworld, and the winner receives training from him. For most, receiving training from the Grand Kai would be a chance to greatly increase their power because, as the Grand Kai, he should be able to teach them something. He's the strongest fighter in the universe, other than the gods that rank above him, and this is true for the most part. The tournament that Goku fought in was a little bit complicated for the Grand Kai, though. There were 2 fighters in that tournament that fought. Luckily, though, their fight ended in a draw, Goku and Piccolo. Because despite his position, he's not as strong as Piccolo or Goku, due to having neglected his training. And this is why he uses the full breadth of the rules to keep from having to teach either of them immediately at the conclusion of the tournament. They were both disqualified for touching something outside of the stage, and he was relieved. He was visibly, obviously relieved. I've already stated that he does not appear in the manga, but he is mentioned. And while he does appear in the anime, his appearance is brief. His first appearance is when Goku is brought to his planet in the beginning of the Great Saiyaman Saga by North Kai. When meeting them, Grand Kai gives Piccolo and Goku the mission to stop Cell's rebellion in Hell. And he was obviously present during the Otherworld tournament as well. Even though the movies are not canon, though, he did make an appearance in the Dragon Ball Fusion Reborn movie as well. Until the introduction of the Supreme Kai, Grand Kai was the strongest known Kai and widely believed by the mortals of Universe 7 to be the strongest in the universe. It is unknown if this middle rank exists in other universes because, with the exception of Zamasu, a former North Kai in line to become the new Supreme Kai of Universe 11, the only Kais from the other universes to be widely shown in the Dragon Ball media are the Supreme Kais. Last thing, I'm not sure where to include this, so I decided just to wait for the end, but for some reason that's never actually explained, and a reason that I will never fully understand, is that despite being the Grand Kai, he's not permitted to set foot on the sacred world of the other Kai. I don't know why that is. If he's the leader of the lower Kai, he should be able to go to their sacred world where the rest of the Shinjin live, you would assume, right? So that's it, I guess. Not much more to say about this guy. He's the Grand Kai. Very brief appearance. The next god or deity on the list we're going to talk about is going to be Shin, obviously. But that's all I've got for you guys this time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you guys next time.